I want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever felt like you're living somebody else's life? Like you're wearing a mask and you're just waiting for that moment that someone peels back that mask and reveals that you're not truly who you pretend to be? You see, I know that feeling all too well. For most of my life, I was the fat guy. I was overweight, insecure, terrified of taking risks, just sort of floating in the background of life, just letting it kick me wherever the wind blew, hoping that no one would really notice me because I was ashamed of myself in those days. That was all up until I hit the age of 19. And then all in one day, everything changed. My entire world flipped upside down. It was a brutal breakup. It hit me like a truck. I was broken, I was angry, I was deeply hurt. But it was a wake up. Because amongst all that pain, all that hurt that I was feeling, I had an epiphany. I realised to myself that I was done being that fat guy. I wanted to be him no longer. The guy who was lazy, who ate junk food, never exercised and just wasted his life away playing video games and wanking off to porn all the time. I didn't want to be that guy anymore. The same guy who would rage if he lost a game of Call of Duty and would punch a hole in the wall. Yeah, was not a pretty sight. But I was done being him. I wanted to become someone that I could be truly proud of. Someone who commands respect, someone who others can look up to, and someone who knows exactly what his goals are and pursues them relentlessly. So I made a promise, but not to anyone else. I made a promise to myself. I vowed to myself that I would transform my life. I would get fit, I would get in the gym, get disciplined, and actually achieve this goal I've had on my mind for years prior. And that's when I discovered my obsession with fitness. I spent hundreds of hours reading books, reading articles, blogs, YouTube videos, any piece of information I could get my hands on, I was on it. Documentaries, I watched everything I could possibly find on fitness. I was watching it because I was obsessed with it. I delved very, very deeply into the science of health and fitness because I wanted nothing more than to fix this problem that had been haunting me my entire life. I didn't want to deal with that anymore. It was time to fix it. I woke up at dawn. I got into the gym when everyone else was asleep. I swapped out all that shitty junk food and the 200 grams of chocolate I would get every day after school. I swapped all of that food out for healthy, nutritious meals that fueled my body for what I needed it to do. And after 18 months of hard work, all those early mornings, all those sweat-fueled gym sessions, I finally hit my goal. I lost 6.5 stone, which is about 91 pounds for any American people out there. I was the lightest I'd ever been in my adult life. And honestly, it felt pretty incredible. But here's the thing. Something still didn't feel quite right. I looked different, I felt different, but there's this weird feeling inside of me that I was still that same fat kid that I always was. And every single time I looked in the mirror, that's exactly what I saw. And it's strange, I couldn't shake this feeling of like I was pretending to be someone that I wasn't, like I was a fraud, and the kind of person, the kind of form that my body was in now wasn't who I truly was. And I mean, it kind of made sense really, because before that time, my entire life before that, I had never seen myself in fit form. I was always overweight, I was always fat, always unhealthy, so I never knew what my body would be like. And then finally getting to see what I looked like at a normal, healthy weight, it was a shock to me. It was very, very strange. I did some self-reflecting through this time, and then I came to the conclusion that I was dealing with imposter syndrome. And this happens to all of us when we try and step out of our comfort zones. When we dare to become more than what we've been, if we try and push ourselves, get out of our comfort zones, and try and force ourselves to grow and to change, It feels awkward, it's uncomfortable, and it truly feels like you're not being yourself. But here's the thing, that is perfectly normal to feel that way. And actually, here's some good news for you. If that's how you're feeling right now, let's say you're going through something in your life and you're changing, you're pushing your own boundaries, you're trying to leave your comfort zone, and you're feeling this way, you're on the right track. This is a very, very good thing. It's a very good sign. Because it means you're evolving, it means you're changing, it means you're becoming the person that you're supposed to be. There's a quote that I really like, that really resonates with me. And this is quoted from Richard G. Scott. And it says, "To reach a goal you have never before obtained, you must do things you have never before done." And that is exactly what I did. Because the old me, he never would have dared to do the things that I do now. I'm more social than I've ever been. I'm more consistent in the gym than I've ever been. I'm always chasing my next goal. I learned to speak confidently on camera, edit my own videos, and to put myself out there for the world to see. With, of course, the risk of being judged, the risk of being ridiculed, because people aren't always going to like what you have to say. But the opinions of others, I no longer let that stop me. You see, my goals are rock solid. And honestly, I feel like nothing can stand in my way. But here's a thing that, when I think back to it, it kind of annoys me. But I guess that's just part of the journey. I could have been doing this all along. You see, the old me, he was more than capable of doing the things that I can do now. I could have started this process years ago. You see, I'm not special, I'm not unique, I'm not gifted, I'm just like you. Every single one of us is capable of change. Every single one of us can step out of our comfort zones and become who we truly want to be. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's really not. It's a hard, hard journey. Because as I'm sure most people realize, most people do not live up to their full potential. You will trip, you will fall, you will fail over and over and over again, repeatedly. But here's the secret that no one tells you. And it's going to shock you, trust me. But failure is actually the goal. You want to fail. Because when you fail, that means there's a lesson to be learned. That means there's something that you can improve on. Because if you truly push yourself to the limit and give it your all your weaknesses will be exposed. Believe it or not, there is no position more powerful than this. Because now you know where to aim your efforts. Now you know which direction to go in. Because you see, winners don't quit at the first sign of failure or struggle. They learn the lessons, they pick themselves up again, and they continue. And that is exactly why they're winners. Because even when they're stuck, even when they don't know the next step, they keep moving forward until they find that answer. Because it's a long battle. The battle to overcome your own mind. In those moments, when you're facing a fear, when you're uncomfortable, you're unsure of the situation, when your mind is begging you just for an escape from the discomfort that you're feeling, ask yourself in those moments, what would the man I want to be do? That version of yourself, the one who faces his fears and the one who does what needs to be done to reach his goals. And look, you already know the answer to this question. Do the uncomfortable thing. Get out of your comfort zone. Because it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It doesn't matter at all. Because that's part of the process. That's part of learning to become the best version of yourself. And he is a lot to live up to. But you're more than capable of becoming him. Now, this is not a process that happens overnight. It takes years to become an overnight success. So if you're in your own journey of self-improvement, you're trying new things, you're trying new hobbies, you're getting out of your comfort zone, you're pushing yourself in ways that you've never done before, you need to embrace it because you're exactly where you need to be. Thing is with imposter syndrome, it's just your old self just trying to stay relevant because that's where it's comfortable. It doesn't want to feel discomfort. It doesn't want to feel like it's being challenged. Keep moving forward, keep improving, keep pushing your own boundaries, And soon enough, you will realize that you're not actually an imposter after all. You've actually become the real deal. Everyone faces it, and everyone can overcome it. Take action, fail, learn, and repeat. This process, that's where the real growth is. Now guys, I want to know what you think. What's been your experience with imposter syndrome? How has it affected you in your life? And how have you overcome it, if you have? Let me know in the comments below. And for those who are new to the channel, I post a new video every 2 weeks, usually around Sunday, Monday time. It depends on my schedule. And I also post content like this on TikTok and Instagram. So I will leave a link to those in the description. So please feel free to go check those out. And my goal for 2024 is to reach 1,000 subscribers. So leave the channel a sub, like the video, and press the bell notification icon button at the top of the screen so you do not miss out on a video and the powerful knowledge I'll be giving you guys to help you level up in your own lives. Now, brothers, it is time to go and put the work in. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.